I don't know how long I've been here, in this hellhole of a trench. The sky is always dark, the air is always thick with smoke and ash, and the ground is always shaking from the endless bombardment. I can barely see the enemy, but I can hear them. Their screams and curses, their chants and taunts, their laughter, they mock us. They are not human, they are monsters from the abyss. They are the servants of chaos, and they want to destroy everything we hold dear. Emperor knows they have tried it before. I am an Imperial trooper, one of the billions who stand in defense of Cadia, the fortress world that guards the gate, the only stable passage into the Eye of Terror, the home of the great enemy. For 10,000 years, we have held this line against the forces of the arch-enemy, the traitors who turned their backs on the Emperor and embraced the dark gods of chaos. For 10,000 years, we have fought and died for the Imperium of Man, the greatest human empire in the galaxy. But now everything is different. Now we face a massive chaos invasion, an assault of Abaddon the Despoiler, the War Master of Chaos, and the heir of Horus. He has brought with him a massive fleet of warships and countless legions of demons, cultists, mutants, and renegade space marines. He has broken through our defenses, and he has reached Cadia itself. He has unleashed his full fury upon us, wretched traitor, and he will not stop until he has shattered our world and opened the way for his dark masters to invade the Imperium. We are outnumbered, outgunned, and surrounded. Hope dwindles around me. Some just think only of survival. But we have no choice but to fight, to resist, to make them pay for every inch of ground they take. We have no fear, for we have faith in the Emperor, who watches over us and guides us. We have no mercy for these abominations of hell, for we have hatred for our enemies, who defile our world and make a mock of everything we hold dear. I am in a trench, along with my squad mates. We are part of the 8th Regiment known as the Lord Castellan's Own. We are proud to serve under Creed, the Supreme Commander. He is a legend among us, a master strategist and a fearless leader. Some say he's right in the middle of the fight, and I don't doubt it 1 second. He has orchestrated countless victories against overwhelming odds, and he has inspired us to fight on despite the horrors we face. A light in the dark filled with monsters, some say. We are armed with laser guns, better than nothing, but at this point wished we had more. They are simple but reliable. We also have grenades, bayonets, and combat knives for close quarters combat. Some of us have special weapons, such as plasma guns, melter guns, or flamers, that can deal more damage to specific targets. These days, though, it's everything you can get, the bigger the better. Our sergeant has a Voxcaster, a device that allows him to communicate with other units and receive orders from command. It's mostly offline, but sometimes we catch some transmissions. Nothing but death and panic. We are waiting for the next wave of attack. We are a defensive line. In a trench, it might be the last one. Nobody really knows. We know it will come soon, as it always does. They don't stop coming. The enemy never stops coming, never gives us a moment of respite. They attack from all directions, from the air, from the ground, from underground tunnels. They use every trick and tactic they can think of, from massed charges to sabotage to infiltration. They are relentless and ruthless, and they seem to be everywhere. But maybe it's just me. Maybe I am alone, and my comrades only exist in my mind. We have seen them all. Demons, twisted creatures of pure warp energy that take various forms and possess unnatural powers. Cultists, corrupted humans who worship chaos and bear its marks on their bodies. Mutants, abominations that have been warped by radiation or disease or exposure to chaos. Traitor guardsmen, former Imperial soldiers who have betrayed their oaths and joined Abaddon's cause. Renegade space marines, fallen Astartes who have forsaken their loyalty to the Emperor and sworn allegiance to chaos. Dark Mechanicus, heretical followers of the machine god who have corrupted their technology with warp taint. Traitor Titans, colossal war machines that have turned against their former masters, disgusting monsters of nightmares, and many more. We have fought them all, with lasfire and steel, with faith and fury, with courage and sacrifice. We have killed many of them, but they have killed many more of us. We have lost friends and comrades, brothers and sisters in arms. We have seen things that no one should ever see, but we have not given up. We have held our ground, we have defended our positions, we have followed our orders, we have done our duty as Cadians, as soldiers, as servants of the Emperor. I remember when I was a child, growing up on Cadia. I remember the drills, the exercises, the training, the long hikes on the deserted plains. I remember joining the White Shields, the youth army that prepares us for military service. I remember learning how to shoot, how to march, how to fight in every possible way. I remember the pride I felt when I graduated and became a full-fledged Cadian shock trooper, how they teased me in the 8th as a rookie, how I proved myself against the enemy while deployed, being respected by my people and honouring the Emperor. I remember my family, my parents, my siblings. I remember how they supported me, how they encouraged me, how they loved me. They are all now, somewhere fighting, that's who we are. I remember how they told me to be brave, to be loyal, to be faithful. I remember how they said goodbye to me when I left for the front. I wonder if they are still alive, if they are safe, if they are proud of me. I wonder if I will ever see them again. I hear a whistle, a signal from our sergeant. He tells us to get ready, to check our weapons, to brace ourselves. He tells us that the enemy is coming, that they have broken through our lines, that they are heading towards our trench. He tells us to stand firm, to aim well, to fire at will. He tells us that the Emperor is with us, that we are his chosen warriors, that we are his hammer. We nod, we salute, we obey. We rise from our cover, we shoulder our laser guns, we peer over the edge of the trench. We see them, a horde of chaos spawn, grotesque hybrids of flesh and metal that charge towards us with mindless ferocity. They are followed by a swarm of cultists, fanatical zealots who brandish crude weapons and chant unholy prayers. Behind them are a squad of traitor marines, armoured giants, who wield bolters and chainswords and bear the symbols of their dark patrons. It's like a giant tidal wave of monsters from hell. We open fire. We squeeze our triggers. We unleash our beams. We cut down our foes. We see them fall. We see them stumble. We see them burn. We see them die. We cheer. We shout. We roar. We praise the Emperor. But they keep coming. They ignore their losses. They shrug off their wounds. They press on with their assault. They reach our trench. They leap over the edge. They land among us. They engage us in melee. We fight back. We draw our blades. We swing our bayonets. We stab and slash and hack at our enemies. We feel them hit. We feel their claws. We feel their teeth. We feel their blades. We bleed. We are outnumbered. We fall back. We retreat. We run. We flee. We reach the end of the trench. We find a bunker. We enter it. We close the door behind us. We are trapped. We are cornered. We are surrounded. We hear them outside. We hear their footsteps. We hear their growls. We hear their knocks. Ready your weapons, lads. Even if this is the last bunker on the last ditch of Cadia, the ones who knocks at our gate, dies. To Cadia, our homeworld and our land, itself and its sons and daughters went down fighting to the very end. A land of heroes that in its end will become the beacon of light for vengeance.